Hello YouTube. I've been seeing a lot of comments on Twitch saying things like, hey, I'm new to MultiVersus, what's a good character I should use? Or, is so and so character good for new players? So I figured I'd make a video about it. The top 10 MultiVersus characters for new players. It's Noir, it's Neutralix, let's get into it.
If you want to improve your Brawlhalla as quick as possible, I'd really recommend subscribing to Team Neutralix's Brawlhalla class. For only $4.99 a month, you get access to a private class hosted by Neutralix pros, creators, and coaches through our Discord. You also gain access to all previous lectures if you just go to our website under the members tab. A big problem with improving at video games through YouTube videos is that YouTube really rewards a certain kind of video, where this membership allows us to host classes on any topic and really tell you guys the real stuff to improve at Brawlhalla. For more information on our Brawlhalla class, go to teamneutralix.com or just click the link down below.
First up, we have Shaggy. Shaggy is probably the most basic, straightforward character in the game, so he's number 1 on this list. I can't think of a character that has a simpler game plan, and that's because the developers designed him to be the perfect starter character. He just wants to get in and start swinging. His moves link into each other very naturally, and you can get some really basic combos without putting too much thought into it. His specials are equally as straightforward. You have the charge to increase his power and knockback on other special moves. The kick is strong and easy to use, and so is his uppercut. Finally, you have his sandwich, which is, again, a simple to understand projectile. On top of that, the character is actually very good, so you really can't go wrong with picking up Shaggy. But maybe that's a little too basic for you. Okay, I hear ya. Can I interest you in Joker then? Joker might have a lot of tools in his kit, but don't let that intimidate you, because they're quite easy to learn and are strong when used effectively. His game plan is not complex at all. Use your cards off cooldown and look for opportunities to ladder your opponents off the top with up tilts and up airs. His combo routes aren't too difficult to learn and are some of the most lethal in the game at the moment. He can play campy, or he could box up close very well, especially with his jab. He has a great answer to projectiles and armor with his air and neutral special. Overall, he's a very well-rounded character, and he's easy to pick up and play. His cards are one of the best projectiles in the game, and they have one of the fastest cooldowns as well. With his signature perk, Joker's Wild, he can send out an explosive card that breaks armor and knocks opponents straight up, because Joker just likes stacking the deck. But maybe Joker isn't your style because you're not wacky enough. Consider something a little more straightforward, something heroic, someone that can really pressure their opponents. Next up on the list is Wonder Woman. This character is an easy to pick up frontliner / tank character that is built to be unstoppable. Her basic game plan is to whiff punish and space out opponents with her much larger moves and disjoints. Her tools allow for excellent ledge guarding, and she is a force to be reckoned with in a vantage state with the use of her armor. She has many ways to bait out her opponent's moves with her overall fast movement. Depending on your signature perk, Lasso is a tool which she can reel in, push away opponents, or grapple herself right to an enemy. Wonder Woman's fast fall Nair is her best approach option because of the momentum she carries while using the move. This is enabled by her having the highest airspeed in the game. Her Sarah is great at edge guarding and a good pressure option to catch your enemies pressing buttons. Oh, what's that? You actually liked Joker, but he was too much of a zoner for you? I get it. Fear not, because Harley Quinn is an assassin character with a vast kit that relies on explosive gameplay. She's a ladder-based, frame-trapping character whose game plan revolves around sending your opponent upwards with up tilt, up air, and up special, all of which can apply confetti if you equip the signature perk for it. Her box and bat bomb can also apply confetti. The bat bomb can be detonated manually after throwing it, or you can let it auto-detonate on a timer. Harley's Sarah has a big hitbox, and it is great to approach and space out opponents. It leads into other aerials or a third hit that sends opponents outward. Her Nair is a really good aerial edge guarding tool that can finish off opponents stalling and disadvantage. She may be one of the lightest characters in the game, but her disadvantage with box enabling you to gain your jumps backs allows you to mix up her recovery a lot. Her box can also be used as a ledge guarding tool in multiple ways and can be dropped onto the heads of your opponent, attempting to ladder you if you're above them, giving you a way to land. Maybe you just want to get in there with good air and ground speed though. So let's look no further than Batman. Batman has a good mix of aerial and grounded playstyles. He can throw batarangs to deal damage from a distance and control spacing very well, because you can control its movement by jumping and dodging around it to keep it rotating around Batman. He has a variety of combo attacks that can be changed together, leading to high damage if you send enemies upward, and read dodges with up air and up special. Batman has a special attribute, passive, that applies weakened to enemies on certain moves, which increases the damage and knockback for each stack of weaken applied, up to a maximum of 3. He can also set a Bat Bomb timed explosive on his opponent, which forces them to dodge or get blown up. Finally, he has Smoke, which he can stand in to auto-dodge projectiles and apply weaken on each move when fighting inside the smoke. Getting up close and personal ain't your thing, but you don't want to throw projectiles? Focus up. Samurai Jack is the most recent addition to MultiVersus. He's a sword character that wants to keep opponents at length away from him, but don't sleep on his up-close boxing tools either. His jab is actually a fast kick that leads into several different routes, and he can grab people with an aerial throw which is armored. His laddering isn't too shabby either, with his Nair to vacuum people in, and up air and up special to finish the job. Samurai Jack has an important passive called Focus. It's a gauge underneath him that allows you to have enhanced special attacks when the meter is full. You can also use your focus to gain gray health by holding down the crouch button and meditating. His side special is really good, and he has amazing edge guarding tools. If you're into keeping people at a distance and off stage once you get the hit, Jack just might be the one for you. But what if you just want to zip around the map at high speeds and overall being hard to hit? Taz is a funny character that spins all over the place with his Taz native. His game plan revolves around carrying opponents with his soup and bite into a dog pile or tornado when the opponent is off stage. His dash attack covers the entire stage and it's pretty fast. His down special is a brute projectile to control space and zone out the opponents. Overall though, he's pretty straightforward, but because of his stubby nature, he can struggle a bit in a 1v1 format. If you're good though, you can use his speed to make it work. I think he's stronger in 2v2s because of his high multi-hit moves that lock down his enemies for your teammate to follow up on. Wait a minute, you want a character that just blows people up off of one interaction? I got you. Finn is an aerial assassin that plays off his amazing disjoints and ladder combos, which lead to death on a single read. His aerial game is very strong due to his many disjoints with his Sair or Nair, leading into a backpack combo ender. His ground game isn't too shabby either because of his passive, allowing him to charge his grounded light attacks. He can mix opponents up by waiting for their landing or panic option, or he could just choose to pressure them instead. His combo routes are pretty straightforward and don't take long to learn at all. He also has a good answer to zoners, with his side special destroying most projectiles in the game, which can also be cancelled out of on hit. But I don't want to play super aggressive, I want to hang back and play it slow. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and look at Steven Universe. Steven is a supportive tank character who can shield himself and his allies. He can control space by setting up walls with his shield for quick neutral resets, or to isolate teammates from each other. He might be a defensive character, but don't sleep on his approach options either. He can set up his Steven bomb on himself and his teammates to make an aggressive play. If your opponent doesn't respect it, they will get launched upward or even get knocked out if they're at a high percentage. This move has high knockback. And if it doesn't KO, it applies a rose debuff to your opponent. If you hit them while this debuff is applied, it'll build stacks for each hit, and the enemy will get put in a bubble at max stacks. Steven also has good KO options both vertically and horizontally, between up air, up special, Steven Bomb, and Sair. If projectiles are still getting through your shields, you can block them with your Sair and by fully charging your Nair as well. If defense is primarily your thing, but you don't want to sacrifice offensive options, Steven is the right character for you. After all these options, maybe what you're looking for is a basic zoner with good ground and airspeed. Look no further than Raindog. Raindog might be a fast zoner, but he has a sizable model to balance it out. With his fireballs and projectiles, he can control a lot of space and use his quick speed to reset a bad looking situation. He can ignite these projectiles by passing them through his fireball once it touches the ground. Several of his grounded options also allow him to low profile moves, despite his large frame. He's pretty good at killing off the top with his up air, but if you're using Raindog, you're primarily going to be supporting and playing back in the team's format. He has a tether, which allows him to pull his teammate to him, which is good for saving them from a dangerous situation. In singles, be prepared to camp a lot, because his only real burst options are his air and grounded side special, and his up tilt to start ladder chains. Be prepared to take things slow and pick your spots wisely. And that's gonna do it for the top 10 beginner characters in MultiVersus. I made this list with not only ease of use, but different playstyles in mind, so there should be something for everybody in this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to Team Neutralix, since we'll be posting more informative MultiVersus content to help you become the next best player. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to see, or what you think we should cover next. You can also find me on twitch.tv/noir and youtube.com/noir, where I'll be posting informative videos for advanced players, gameplay analysis, my personal coaching sessions, and more. Speaking of coaching, you can hire me as a MultiVersus coach for as little as $10 an hour, or I can review your replays for $3 each. You can find that on teamneutralix.com, and members get a 5% off discount. That's going to be all from me. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.